اللهم صل وسلم على طلحة الحق بالحق يقضي الأقدم إبادتك منك إليك إهادة النور متلزم صلى الله عليه وعلى آله صلاة تعرفنا بها إياه إن الله والملائكة يسرون على النبي أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون.
The Gambian media fraternity has lost veteran reporter and pioneer journalist Ebou Waggeh to the hands of death. Tributes for the veteran reporter and journalist swarmed in soon after news of his death was announced on Monday evening, with several Gambians taking to Facebook and Twitter to offer their condolences. Until his demise, Waggeh was the director of video and documentary at the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission.
Yéen li ngeen di def nii moom ci ñi fi ëpp expérience la ci loolu so mun nañoo wax ne ci doyen yi la bon nag nekk na ñàkk gu rëy pour ñun di ko ñaanal yàlla xare ko arjana de dem gu ñu bettal la nag suñ sañoon tey ni kon mu ngi fi ak ñun yëguma feebaram wax dëgg neex yàlla yëguma feebaram bu ma ko mujjee gis foog naa about 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago daal si laa ko mujjee gis waaye di ko ñaanal yàlla xare ko arjana yàlla na ko suuf sedde di ñaanal njaboot tamit ne yàlla may loon xoli muñ xam ne bakken bu mos dund rek mos dee.
He was such a great team player. He did so much for the TRRC and for the people. Fantastic. What a loss. We will miss him and we pray for him. Yeah. A big loss to the TRRC. It's a big loss. We were working on lots of projects on documentaries emanating from the TRRC process. Amazing. What a loss. What a loss.
Hundreds of people attended the funeral at Independence Drive Mosque in Banjul and proceeded to Joshuang Cemetery, where he was finally laid to rest. Fellow journalists and colleagues to Mr. Waggeh duly paid their respects to him but expressed their regret for the veteran journalist not being alive to see his officially launched filmmaking academy flourish. The said academy is the nation's first.
Yeah, it's a very, very sad especially the young ones in the media. People have gained a veteran in the field of broadcasting, and he's a well-known guy when it comes to film industry also. He's a guy who has trained a lot of young journalists who are now doing great things in the media. As you see, hundreds of people, I can say thousands of people from all walks of life turned up today to pay their last respect to a man who has changed the media landscape in this country. I pray that Allah the Almighty Allah will, comfort him, peace in Jannah. It's very devastating news. Establish a film training institute where he's going to train and mentor a lot of young journalists and filmmakers. But that dream is never fruitful because death snatched him away today. So we hope that his kids who are also into media will continue the legacy of their late dad. So we pray that Allah the Almighty comfort him peace in Jannah.
I can say not happy at all because apparently, apart from him being a former colleague, he used to be a close neighbor. And I live very close to his former wife's family. I know all his kids and all these things. And what pains me more is the fact that Ebou was on the verge of setting up a film and television institute in the Gambia, which is a novelty. And I believe, if he had known that, something like this would not have happened, or he wouldn't live to see it, opening its doors would have been something else. But I want to at least, use this opportunity, although sad, to challenge other professionals and other veterans to take it up from where he left and make sure this deep dream does not die at all.
It was so sudden and unexpected, but at the end of the day, like they say, this is exactly what everyone is waiting for on this earth. Ebou Waggeh have paved the way for so many people in the media fraternity. He has been well known in the film production industry in the Gambia. And he was the first person to actually assign me coverage when I worked at a media house 2 years ago. And it was at a time when that whole Donald Trump, excuse my French, shithole continent thing came out. And the coverage was about a festival, like a roots festival, African Americans coming back to the Gambia to discover their roots. And he was like, when you go there, try to ask some relevant questions and try to, have some side interviews and stuff like that. So there I was, it was like my first time. And then I had one of the organizers who I actually interviewed on that day. And after asking the questions that I thought were relevant, like, why do you think it is significant for you to be holding this event? And I was kind of stuck for a moment. I'm like, oh my God, what next am I going to ask? And then I told the lady, as an African American, how do you feel about your president calling this continent that you are trying to come back to a shithole continent? And it seemed like that was the question that the lady was waiting for, because she went in. And the next day I came to Ebou Waggeh and I'm like, okay, here's the footage. So he went through it and was like, did you see her reaction? I'm like, oh boy, I messed up. What did I do? And he was like, why was it important for you to ask her this question? And I'm like, I think I was stuck for a moment and I thought it was relevant for me to just kind of improvise this question. And he's like, oh my God, you're gonna go far in this. And I don't know how far I am gonna go, but I just wanna say thank you to Ebou for giving people like me the opportunity to showcase their talent. Thank you very much, and may your soul rest in peace.
Mr. Waggeh is survived by his wife, Ida Sose, and their 7 children.
Right now, I definitely cannot describe how I'm feeling. It's unbearable. But we all just have to believe in God, because God gave us a father and he also took it. So we are still grateful. And we'll always be grateful to have a dad like him. And we pray and hope that we can be half the man that he is, or that he was.
Reporting for the Fatu Network's News Review, I am Mudi Wangom.